President Trump loves tweeting, and he is up to it again. He said, "Many people in Canada love being the 51st state. The United States can no longer suffer with a massive trade deficit and subsidies that Canada needs to stay afloat." Justin Trudeau knew this and resigned. Trump claims that Canadians want to be the 51st state. But is this really the case? Do Canadians want to trade their maple syrup for apple pie? I recently made a video about Trump mentioning that Canada should be the 51st state. And in the comments, Canadians are telling me they don't want to be the 51st state. It's just ridiculous. And Canada and the US have a long history of trade and political cooperation. But becoming a state? That's a pretty big leap. Canada has its own identity, political system, and culture. So the idea that it would join the US is just all talk. Or tweets in this case. Trump loves to say controversial things. He also mentioned trade deficits and subsidies. Canada's economy is heavily reliant on exports, but it also has a strong social safety net. Canada has a variety of government programs that's in place to support their citizens. And does this mean that US is struggling because of the subsidies they're giving to Canada? Not at all. It's more complicated than blaming Canada for America's economic struggles. And of course, there's the claim that Justin Trudeau resigned because of this. Now, Trudeau is a controversial figure in Canada, but the idea that he resigned because Canada is merging with the US is, to put mildly, an exaggeration. Canada has its own government system with its own priorities and challenges. The country's leadership wouldn't step down for a claim like this. Then Trump suggests that merging with the US would eliminate tariffs, lower taxes, and make Canada more secure from the Chinese and Russian ships that are surrounding it. While this might be appealing to some, it oversimplifies complex issues. Economic and geopolitical issues are not solved by merging two nations together. And Canada is geographically safe, with a strong military partnership with NATO and the US. The idea that Canada needs to join the US for security purposes overlooks the country's existing international alliances and its own defense strategy. The idea of Canada joining the US is speculation at best. Though it's an intriguing thought, it's not going to happen. Perhaps what we can take away from Trump's tweet is the larger point about trade, security, and global politics. But as for Canada becoming the 51st state, that's unlikely to happen anytime soon. It's important to approach statements like these with critical eyes. After all, sometimes the most dramatic claims don't always match the reality on the ground. Let me know what you think about this tweet and what it means for future Canada and US relations. See you next time.